So here is a quick demo of didahdit.com, didahdit.com. So this is a tool that I built while I was doing the CWOps Morse code course, learning to copy Morse code. So I can use this to learn and then practice Morse code. The idea is you can flip through letters that it's trying to teach you and phrases and words and things. And you can just tap them to hear what they are, hear what they sound like. Or you can press play and it will play them without showing them. And it'll give you a chance to recognize it.
FM.
And say what it is. And it'll automatically go on to the next one.
My.
And so that's the idea. You can just practice your Morse code that way. The structure of the content is similar to the CWOps course, so at least the letters that you learn and the order that you learn them. The content within is kind of generated, so it's a little bit different than their content, but the structure is the same. I liked their structure. You start out very, very simple, learning very simple letters, like E is just dit, and T is da, A and N are da and da dit. So you learn very simple things up front, and then it ramps up quite quickly. And then you take a little break, learn just a couple more characters, then ramps up again, and a break, ramp up and a break, and then finish off strong. And I like how the numbers are interspersed throughout the course in kind of a random order, because numbers have sort of a strong pattern to them, and it's not a good idea to be counting the dits and das as you're learning this stuff. Instead, you should be just listening for the sound of the letters and the numbers. And so the way that these are introduced sort of encourage you to not discover or recognize by the pattern, but instead learn the sound of each of these things. So that's the idea. You can jump around the course if you like. Just jump to any one of these and flip through. You can flip through the lessons this way also. And so it'll show this blue progress bar which lessons you're on. And then within, it'll show the count of which phrase or letter or word you're on, and show that. Now, if it's going a little bit too fast for you, sending too fast for you to copy, you can adjust that. You can adjust the speed. You can adjust what's called the Farnsworth speed, which is the space between the letters and words. So the idea, and this was the suggestion by the instructor in my course, is to set the speed quite high. The idea is to set it so high that you can't really hear the dits and das, or you're not counting the dits and das. They're going by too fast. Instead, you're just hearing the sound of the letter. Like F just sounds like did-it-ah-dit, and it can be very fast. You're not counting, okay, that's two dits, a da, It should just be going too fast for you to do that. I think he suggested 25 words a minute. I had to set it up to about 30 for it to be fast enough that I really can't count. But then you adjust, using Farnsworth spacing, adjust down the speed so that the overall speed that you're receiving a bunch of characters is more like, in this case, 5 words a minute. But each character, the spacing between the dits and das and the lengths of the dits and das, is like 30 words a minute. So this is quite doable for a beginner, for someone who's first learning. Maybe 5 words a minute, even less if you want. But still, the speed of the dits and das within the letter should be quite fast on purpose. You can adjust the pitch just to your preference. And if you like light mode rather than dark mode, you can do that. I like dark mode myself. If you have feedback, by the way, you can find me on QRZ and message me. There's other content besides the CWOps stuff. There's some extra content for just problem pairs of characters that get confusing. Locations like cities and states and prefectures. A lot of this is kind of preparing you for doing QSOs, where you're going to be trading, your location and name and things like that with other people. So you can practice names, 3, 4, 5, 6 letter names, and just go through those. Or you can practice some pieces of QSOs directly. Some common words that are used in QSOs, the Q codes, common abbreviations. And as you go, you will be not just learning the abbreviations or learning to copy these letters. You'll be learning the phonetic alphabet. So things that are in uppercase, it spells them out phonetically. So like call signs as you go through those, or abbreviations like this. And it'll also tell you what it means. So here.
Tango Uniform, thank you.
So you can learn what these abbreviations mean as you go. You learn quite a bit going through this content. And I'll just keep adding to it. I plan to add a mechanism for you to add your own content also, and add some other things like tools to help learn to send and whatnot also. But for right now, this is what's there. It's made mostly for mobile. You can hit it on a desktop site. It's quite large, takes up the whole page, because it's meant to be used on a mobile phone or a tablet. That's the idea.